Good afternoon, everyone. How are you? Thank you so much for joining us today for this presentation from The Standard. I want to thank you again for joining us. My name is Becky McGregor, and I am your Employee Wellness Coordinator. I'm just moderating this event. Our presenter today is Martha Quintana, and she is from The Standard, and we're very grateful for her to be here to present this great information for you today. I'm just going to give you a couple of house cleaning items before we get started. And one is to please mute your microphones, either via your phone or computer. Please mute those. It limits the distractions for everyone, including our presenter. And please turn off your camera if you can. And when we get to the Q&A section, put your questions in the chat box, and we will make sure to get them in the Q&A portion of the presentation. And there might be some times where we just ask you to unmute yourself for those questions if we just want to kind of get more clarity or something like that around your question. And with that, I'm going to pass it over to Martha. So I'm going to stop presenting so to allow her to present her screen.
Thank you, Becky. Let's see if I can figure out how to do this. So bear with me.
Just go down to that. There we go.
There we go. All right. And I think we're... Is that it? Is that all I need to do?
Yeah, yep, we see it. Thank you.
Okay, great. Wonderful. Well, thank you for having me today. Welcome to the Albuquerque Public Schools Life and Long-Term Disability Insurance Benefits Overview. I'm Martha Quintana with the Standard Insurance Company, and I'm pleased that you could join us today. So today I'm going to be covering some basic and additional life insurance information, life coverage options, added life benefit features, continuing life coverage if you leave employment, long-term disability insurance, also referred to as LTD, added LTD benefit features, getting help with your decisions, and applying for coverage. Albuquerque Public Schools offers life and long-term disability insurance that is underwritten by the Standard Insurance Company. There are some disclaimers to share. These policies have exclusions, limitations, reduction of benefits, and terms under which the policy may be continued in force or terminate. Please consult the group policy certificates at the website link on the screen for further details. You may contact your APS benefits office for additional information, including costs and enrollment details. Life insurance protects your family and loved ones. It can help pay off debts that you leave behind and may be a burden for your family. Things like a house payment, unpaid bills, childcare, college tuition, and even your funeral expenses. APS life insurance is an affordable way to give yourself and your loved ones peace of mind, knowing that you will not have to worry about their financial future if something happens to you. Let's talk about basic life insurance. Once you become a benefits eligible employee, APS will enroll you in the free $10,000 basic life insurance. APS pays the cost of this benefit for you. This coverage also has an accidental death and dismemberment benefit known as AD&D, which is equal to the basic life amount upon your death. There is basic life coverage for spouse and or children for a benefit amount of $5,000 each. The employee will pay 100% of this cost. Additional life insurance is added coverage beyond your basic life insurance to help you protect what matters most. You can add coverage for you, your spouse, or your children. Spouse and children must be enrolled in basic life in order to be enrolled in the additional life. You decide how much you need and pay the premiums through a payroll deduction. AD&D coverage for the employee is equal to the additional life benefit amount upon death. Employee coverage is available in multiples of $10,000, from $10,000 to $400,000. The guarantee issue coverage, meaning no health questions or approvals required, is up to the $400,000 level when enrolling timely. Spouse coverage is available in multiples of $10,000, from $10,000 to $400,000. The guarantee issue coverage is up to a $30,000 policy. Amounts above the $30,000 require evidence of insurability by that spouse. We offer child coverage in the amount of $10,000. A 19-cent monthly premium covers all eligible children in your family up to age 26. APS contributes 50% of the premium for employee additional life coverage, and the employee pays 100% for any dependent life coverage. Some added life benefit features associated with your policies are an accelerated benefit for terminal illness for you and your covered spouse and or child that pays up to 75% of the life insurance benefit up front. Continuation of benefits for dependents if the employee dies. Any spouse or child life coverage in place will continue for 5 months without premium payment after that coverage ends with APS. Conversion or portability are options to convert or port your policy when benefits end. You may enroll in a private policy between you and the standard. Other continuation options are available if you retire. A funeral assignment allows for payment of final expenses from the life benefit. The Life Services Toolkit provides online tools for free will preparation, financial planning, and provides services for your beneficiary. The Repatriation Benefit applies if you die more than 150 miles from home. This benefit pays to transport your body to a mortuary near your primary place of residence. The Travel Assistance Program offers support when traveling more than 100 miles from home. And there's a waiver of premium applies if you become disabled while insured and meet the definition of total disability. This provision allows all life insurance coverage to continue without premium payment. Let's talk a little bit more about the Travel Assistance and Life Services Toolkit program. As I said, that Travel Assistance program is offered when you and your family members are traveling more than 100 miles away from home. It can help you and your family prepare for trips, help you during critical situations away from home. And it's not a travel insurance. Travel assistance provides specific support services while traveling. A travel insurance provides monetary compensation for losses that occur while traveling. There's some examples here on the screen. We do have a brochure that we provide on our microsite for Albuquerque school employees, and I'm sure I'll be delivering some new ones to APS next week. But here are some ideas on how this benefit works. Let's say you lost your wallet, you lost your medications or forgot your medications when traveling. This program is going to help facilitate, get you what you need to see you through that time and those situations while you're traveling. The Life Services Toolkit, as I said, they're online tools for some estate planning, financial planning. There's a will preparation tool, which will link you to actual legal language for the state of New Mexico to prepare that will. It's sort of like a fill in the blanks with all the legal language in between. It's a document you save to your local desktop and fill that in. You print that out and file it with your local courthouse. There's also services if you pass away for your beneficiary. There's grief support. There's other services for financial planning. There's even legal services available to your beneficiary when you pass away. Again, added features of your life policy. Continuing life insurance if you leave your job. So one of the things that you can do other than for retirement is you have access to a portability policy. You meet the 3 criteria. You're insured for 12 consecutive months. You're less than age 70. You're not disabled. If you meet that, that turns your APS policy into a private policy with Standard under a term policy, means it has no cash value. There's also conversion, and you can convert that policy, which that policy would turn into a whole life policy. Now, if you are going to retire, you may continue additional life up to, with APS, up to an amount of a $25,000 policy, depending on how much additional life coverage you have with APS. If you continue that APS retiree life, you may go to the New Mexico Retiree Healthcare Authority and purchase up to $10,000 of coverage with the Retiree Healthcare Authority, and have those plans with 2 groups. If you decide to not continue with Albuquerque Public Schools, you may provide credit of show proof of the amounts you lost with APS and show that to the Retiree Healthcare Authority, so you can have the one-time opportunity by enrolling timely and get credit up to the amounts that you were insured for and up to their maximum, which is $60,000 worth of coverage, without having to do medical questions or approval. You also have the option, if you meet the criteria, for portability and conversion. Let's talk about long-term disability insurance. Having LTD coverage helps protect yourself, your lifestyle, and those who count on you if you become disabled and unable to work. LTD insurance is designed to pay a monthly benefit to you in the event you cannot work because of a covered illness or injury. This benefit replaces a portion of your income, helping you to meet your financial commitments in a time of need. The APS long-term disability benefit has a benefit waiting period of 90 days. That means you have to have your condition, medical situation for 90 days in order for you to be able to file that claim. It does not mean that you literally have to be off of work for 90 days. That 90-day clock starts when your diagnosis or situation, the onset of those situations. There's a minimum benefit of $100 a month. The monthly benefit is 60% of the first $8,333 of your pre-disability earnings, reduced by any deductible income. With the APS long-term disability plan, they will share the cost of that premium with you. Now, if we look at that definition of disability, if as a result of physical disease, injury, pregnancy, or mental disorder, you're unable to perform with reasonable continuity the material duties of your occupation and suffering a loss of at least 20% of pre-disability earnings when working in your own occupation. Some added long-term disability benefit features. There's 24-hour coverage, including coverage for work-related disabilities, continuation of insurance during school breaks, an assisted living benefit, assistance with acquiring Social Security benefits, assistance with tax payments, lifetime security benefit, reasonable accommodations expense benefit, a rehabilitation plan provision, return to work incentive, a survivor's benefit, temporary recovery provisions, and also waiver of premium while LTD benefits are payable. Help with your decisions. As I said, we have a special website just for APS employees to review information such as the policy certificates, some of the added features that I described earlier on both life and disability insurance. This website holds a wealth of information. You can get to it from your benefits website, or you can access it via the link on the screen. Applying for coverage as a new hire benefits, and you're a new hire and a benefits eligible employee, the first step is to visit your APS benefits office or their benefits website to help you with instructions on how to enroll. You only have 60 days after you become benefits eligible to enroll in additional life and or long-term disability benefits. Enroll means you complete, sign, and date your additional life and long-term disability enrollment and change form timely, and you submit that to your benefits office. Applying as a late enrollment. So as an example, if additional life and long-term disability is declined and or you choose to enroll after that 60-day enrollment deadline as a new hire, you may request to add additional life for yourself, dependent life for a spouse, or long-term disability for yourself by completing that additional life and long-term disability enrollment and change form, providing evidence of insurability, meaning completing a medical history statement, either online or via paper, and getting approval by the standard. Children are not required to go through the approval process for life insurance as long as the employee is enrolled in additional life. The standard must review medical history to determine the applicant is insurable. The late enrollment process is available at any time during the year and recommended between the months of January to August for a faster decision. The APS annual open and switch enrollment in the fall is not the ideal time to apply as a late enrollment. During this time, the decision from the standard may be delayed to a high volume of requests received between the months of September to December. Let's talk about that application for evidence of insurability. Step one, as I said, you're going to complete that form and email that to the Employee Benefits Department. The link is on the screen. You will complete that medical history statement. There are instructions on how to do that on our website. There's instructions on a paper form. You must choose either to submit that, to submit that paper form or go through that online process. Before you go to step two, you must be certain that you're going to apply for that coverage and complete the process. If you submit your form that you want to add these coverages, but you don't complete step two, either on paper or online, then you will not be reviewed, and it only causes a delay, thinking that the benefits department is thinking that you want to add this coverage. Using the online process, you just want to make sure that you have all the information available that they're asking for before you start entering the system to apply. But applying online is the quickest way to get a decision. For questions, contact your APS benefits office. Visit the Employee Benefits website. Visit our website for details on life and long-term disability. You're going to get information on coverage, premiums, and how to complete that enrollment process. I thank you for joining me today. I know I went through this very quickly. I hope that once these are recorded and posted on the APS websites, if you have any questions, you can always reach me, and happy to help you out at any time with any assistance with the information that I discussed. So that is my presentation today, Becky.
Thank you, Martha. We will be taking questions now for Martha. And just so you know that I do take these slide decks, I'm going to be putting them up on our open enrollment page, the slides from all of our presenters. And so this slide deck will be available for you to see. It is being recorded, and it will be available for you to also watch or to pass along this information to someone else. And though I am putting this up on our open enrollment page, I just want to make a note about what Martha mentioned, not accepting, advising not to apply during this open enrollment period. Really, it's better to wait during this period. And in fact, I know from Anne has talked about this at length, that during open enrollment, we don't accept the life and long-term disability applications during this period. So it will be up on the open enrollment page. We'll just make a note about that for you. And
sorry,
yes,
this is Ann Johnson. Since you're talking about that, I just want to clarify a couple of things. Martha, thank you so much for presenting for us today. Just a few things. We're also used to being able to visit City Center if we need to make a change. And obviously everyone's life has changed with COVID. We are really discouraging walk-ins, not just here in the benefits department, but at City Center. So anything that can be done electronically or by phone is definitely the way to go. And then during this particular switch open enrollment period, which is October 7th through the 14th, because it is so different for everyone, for our employees, as well as for the staff in the benefits department, we will not be accepting any life insurance applications, with the exception of if you're already enrolled for additional life insurance and you want to add child life for your children, then you can do that during open enrollment. As a matter of fact, open enrollment is the only time that you can do that. But again, we're not going to be accepting applications for long-term disability or additional life insurance during the switch open enrollment period. You can do that at any time during the year. As Martha pointed out, really the end of the year, the end of the calendar year is not a particularly good time. It's maybe a good thing to work on when you're on winter break and then submit it in January. The other thing that someone is asking is, will there ever be an open enrollment for additional life insurance? So Connie, you can again apply for additional life insurance at any point during the year, other than, again, we are limiting it during this switch open enrollment period. But after your initial 60 days as a new hire, it is no longer guarantee issue. You are subject to evidence of insurability. There are no plans to make it change to that and have any sort of just open enrollment where people can apply without evidence of insurability. So hopefully that addresses your question. So
not completely, but I can talk to you privately about that later.
Okay, is this Connie?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, if you want to contact me, that would be fine. My contact information is on the Benefits Department webpage. My name is Ann Johnson. So Becky, I will turn it back over to you guys.
thank you, Anne. So does anybody have any questions for Martha? Any clarifications that she can make for you? Because your presentation was so very thorough.
Oh, wonderful. That's awesome.
I know. So if there are no other questions, and if you think of any while I advance my slides, then we will just address that as we go. And Martha, can you stop presenting? Thank you.
Yes, as we speak.
Thanks so much.
Becky, let me just clarify one additional thing. Dale had asked about decreasing the amount of his life insurance. And Dale, I did direct you to the Benefits Department webpage where you can find the additional life insurance change form and also the contact information for the benefits specialist. Again, if you have trouble locating that, feel free to give me a call when you're at your computer and I will walk you to that information. Again, my name is Ann Johnson, and if you enrolled for this webinar, I know you can find my contact information on the webpage. Thank you.
And I'm going to put that link up again. Okay. And that has the contact information, as well as when you scroll all the way down, it has the information for the standard. So, all right, here we go. This is the last of today's webinars, so thank you all for joining in. We do have open switch enrollment webinars next week, walking you through that winocular process at 7:30, 12 o'clock, and 3:15. And everything can be found on that open enrollment landing page that we have on the intranet. And we do encourage you to hop on one of those for just a quick tutorial on how to use that winocular workspace system for open enrollment. And again, that's Monday and Tuesday before open enrollment starts. It is a pretty easy, seamless process that they have created. And then just again, another reminder about our wellness walkthrough event, Thursday and Friday, October 8th and 9th at Bonifacio. So we are going to offer some great preventive health services, vaccinations, mammograms, and a blood donor drive. For mammograms and the blood donor, you do need an appointment. Those appointment links are up on that open enrollment page. The vaccination clinic, no appointment is needed, but all the information you need for the vaccination is on that open enrollment page as well. And this is a hand sanitizing, mask wearing, socially distanced event. It's a walkthrough to receive these preventive health services. And also, if by some chance you need assistance with the online aspect of open enrollment, if you need some assistance with getting on Winocular or anything like that, we are going to have laptop stations for people for that. We do ask, again, just to reiterate what Ann mentioned, that you do not come to City Center. We are hosting these events over at Bonifacio because it's an easier place for us to keep it safe for everyone. So we ask that you don't come to City Center. And also, just for attending, you're a winner, but we're going to raffle for prizes. So I will let you all know when I do the raffle. If you're a winner, I will email you because we have an attendee list that marks who's here. So again, thank you all so very much for attending. We appreciate your presence. And I want to thank Martha for her presentation and for taking time with us today. I want you all to go forth and have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. Thanks again.
Thank you, Becky.